Movie notes on Jobs! 2013 film, 31 October 2024 viewing. I just finished viewing this today, Thursday, 31 October 2024. There were 2 trick-or-treaters in the course of my watching this movie. My parents got the door. Conan Dog was well behaved. I'm Tanis Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. And my description for this viewing is it's a biographical film about businessman Steve Jobs, including his time at Reed College in Oregon, including quitting with no degree, the founding of Apple Computer Inc., and the launch of new company products. So it's kind of filling in, so like, where did this kind of come from? At the college level, in the garage level, the working at, what was it, Atari, briefly, and going on and started off as what, Apple Computer Inc. And nowadays it's like Apple Inc. or something like that. But then it also kind of covers the launch of new products, or launch of new company products, which includes development of those products. So it really takes trying to cover a bunch of different aspects of kind of how a company comes into existence, and a particular company via a particular man, and then but like trying, like, if you buy Apple products, you might be interested in, like, yes, this is the company, but there were other parts of the like founding and the ideation of the company, and then like some basics for like different elements of the company itself, kind of thing. And Reed College in Oregon. And then, was it Wozniak was University of California, Berkeley or something? But he finished with a degree, whereas I am more like Steve Jobs, who quit with no degree. Actually, do not worry, Steve Jobs. I got Washington State and California covered. I left a university in each state without a degree. University of Washington in Seattle, and then University of California, Berkeley in California. I left both of those places with no degree. So between Steve Jobs and I, we have the western front of the contiguous 48 states completely covered, from Canada to Mexico. Whoa. Okay. Not all institutions are dedicated to excellence, much less academic excellence. Yeah. Payback. Bitches. Okay. Inspired by the work in the garage scenes. Okay. So, like, there's a stage of, like, but what do we do? And where do we work on this? And I was like, do I have something like that for Josh and I? Post moving me in with him. The closet doors in this room do not have doorknobs. So I have a blanket on the ground that I push up against the doors to keep them closed. Maybe we can put doorknobs on the closet doors in my room at my parents' house. So I can also. And then I was like thinking, I was like, I'm not a business person. So like I'm a scientist. So let's take a high level thing, let's say a Nobel Prize. Okay. What would be something I could do in a like the company gets founded and stabilizes, and they come up with like products and launch it, and they build a consumer base and that kind of stuff. So but how do they, in a particular moment, how do they stabilize that? Is like, I made it and it means something to me, not just the broader, research project in science, or in this case, company or the product or whatever, but like the moment itself. And I was like, okay, how can I come up with something? Nobel Prize eating approach. Eat out at restaurants of my ethnicity as I can / am able, and especially restaurants with people of my ethnicity working there, honoring my family. Not all of us aspire to be as dumb as the wives of UC Berkeley professors. Yeah, so like, I'm German and I'm Old Norse than before. I want to be with my ethnicity. If I would do something great, I don't want to be. It's the reality of that. I value my family. I only have to live with invasives in my land. It's about celebrating me. So in that case, family first. So where am I going for good German food made by Germans, served by Germans, ethnically like me? Or Russians? Oh, I could just go to, here we go to Sweden or Norway. I'm part Norwegian, potentially a bit Swedish, but like go spend a week in Russia and just eat in Russia to make sure that people don't confuse. Don't worry, I'm eating my food, right? Just like people from certain places impose their food on us Native Americans. Get out. Make up for lost time. It should be all English food, Scottish food, German food. You know, the people at the top that have never had their turn, even while they're at their top. Man, minorities in this country speak out of turn and inappropriately. That's one where they are insanely overrepresented and privileged relative to us. Natives and people at the top. Okay. Am I cocky enough, arrogant enough to be a Steve Jobs? Random thought. If I win a Nobel Prize in physics, can I use my clout to get Berkey a job at Caltech? Yes, so at some point of becoming the arrogant man, Steve Jobs, right, he learns I can use my clout to get things. So if I won a Nobel Prize in physics, can I be like, walk onto the Caltech campus and go to the physics department and be like, hey, I had a guy I published with once upon a time, and that paper got a Nobel Prize in physics. I'm feeling bad because I got 1 out of 1 and there were 2 authors on that paper. Is a consolation prize. Can I get you guys to give him my job? Full tenure, because he's already full tenure. Can he be a professor here? If he's not already a professor there, can I? Does this count as a recommendation? I call him Berkey. B-U-R-K-I-E. Okay. So, I was thinking about that. Eventually, racial and ethnic justice, I hope, shall rise for the people on top in this country and the people on the bottom. But that's certainly not what American liberal racist Democrats promote these days. Anyway, those are my movie notes on Jobs 2013 film, 31 October 2024 viewing.